Old Dog Coaching, and joining me today is Karen. How you doing, Karen?
Very well, thank you.
Good, good. So listen, the reason I brought Karen in to have a little chat with us is Karen went through a pretty severe injury a couple months ago. Can you tell us a little bit about the injury,
4
Karen?
months ago.
4 months
Maybe
ago.
not so severe for other people, but for me it was, being an athlete, and
Yeah.
I completely dislocated the meniscus in my knee and tore it, and was not getting the right diagnoses and everything. So, but the surgery's done, and that's what led me to meeting you. Is I had pretty much hit a wall after my surgery. I lost all my muscle tone after playing competitive volleyball, and just didn't know how to get started again, really.
And I think what's really important is that when we're dealing with an injury, we can almost get that sense of feeling a little bit helpless and hopeless. Like, what do I do next?
Yeah, I was stuck for sure. There was a big wall in front of me, and then getting onto a program that I felt was doable, and being a therapist, for me it was really important to find somebody that I trusted in terms of really understanding exercise physiology and how to work through not just training but rehabilitation. For me, I was looking at it at that perspective, and so gosh, month by month I just started seeing the progress. It took a lot of work, and there was no shortcuts around it.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, and I think that's very, very important, and something that we really need to emphasize is that every day Karen was doing what you needed to do with the reps. There was no shortcuts, there was no magic bullet. It was just putting in the time. It was that consistent effort of you putting in the reps, so to speak. And so Karen is a certified occupational therapist here on the island in Phuket. So it gave me a great opportunity to be able to kind of elaborate a little bit more on moving the body with rehab, and not your traditional kind of reconditioning. Yeah,
he brought a lot of neurophysiology and science into it, because I would ask him questions about it. So it was really good for me to understand what I was doing. And I remember telling you I was looking online and trying to access my own training program. But I realized one size does not fit all, and all these things that they were showing me, there was no way it would have worked for my body, and that's why it was essential for me to find somebody who could tailor something. And then I had a break from you for a while, and then when I saw you the other day, I feel like, oh yes, you just tweaked my whole program and upped it another notch for me. And I felt, for me, the biggest thing all along was I felt really safe doing everything that you showed me, and felt like I was getting stronger, but I was not at risk for doing any further injury like that.
And I think that's very important. One thing we need to remember, especially with exercise, is that it's not one size fits all. And most importantly, we need to make modifications to the exercise to make them fit your body, to make them fit your situation. And I think that's very important, especially when somebody's looking for that extra help, from a personal trainer, or from just that exercise setting.
Yeah, I think that's something that you bring that's really unique, is that you can do the same exercise, and yet you adapt it in 10 different ways, depending on how I was even feeling from day to day. And you didn't have the same expectation on this session as I did last week, and so for me that was really paying attention to where I was at.
And if it's okay with you, I kind of want to touch on that, because I know there were a couple days when we met early, when we first met, and some days were better than others. And I think that's important for people to understand. When they're reconditioning from an injury, you're going to have your up days, you're going to have your down days, and it's important to make the modifications.
Physically and emotionally, I think, that's a big piece that I think you brought to it, was just that, a lot of it is in the body, but there's so much that goes into your training and in your mind up here too.
And I think that's very important, and it's something we always talk about here at Old Dog, is that, I'm going to be honest with you, the physical is the easy part. It's the emotional and the spiritual, that's the tough stuff.
And that takes work as much as the physical.
I think it takes more than the physical. The physical is the easy part.
So thank you very much.
No, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much, and have a great day.